Did you know that there are ways to solve health problems that cost a few cents? When the pharmacy shelves did not have such a rich variety of all kinds of medicines, these yellow pills were already widely used to treat various ailments: cystitis, maxillary sinusitis, sore throat, burns and purulent inflammations. Today we will talk about such a drug as furazolidone, learn its main properties and ways of use, which many people may not have even guessed. Furazolidone was used even by our grandparents. For lack of other remedies, these yellow pills helped with colds, infections and fungi. Sufficiently inexpensive cost and a wide range of action of the drug made it a popular remedy in any home medicine cabinet. What is furazolidone and what is its benefit for human health? Furazolidone is a medicinal product that is used for topical and external application. The main active ingredient is nitrofuryl, which has antiseptic and antimicrobial effect. It is a fine crystalline powder of yellow color, which dissolves well in hot water. Apply this remedy should be recommended by a doctor, strictly observing the dosage to avoid unnecessary consequences. Furazolidone is available in different forms: sprays, ointments, powders, aqueous and alcoholic solutions. But we are used to seeing it primarily in tablets. The chemical compounds in furazolidone are very sensitive to light, so prepared homemade solutions should be used immediately and protected from daylight, which breaks down the molecules. Although pharmacies sell solutions that have a longer shelf life. Let's talk more about what diseases furazolidone is used for and where it can be used besides medicine. First up, diseases of the throat. Angina, inflammation of tonsils, laryngitis, pharyngitis, all these diseases are primarily accompanied by sore throat, associated with inflammation of the mucosa as a result of damage by various viruses and infections. Furazolidone, having antimicrobial properties, has a beneficial effect on the mucosa, inhibiting the activity of harmful bacteria penetrating inside their cells. Therefore, it is often prescribed as an additional topical agent to the general therapy. The fact is that nitrofuryl is active against such pathogens as Streptococcus, Shigella, and some types of Staphylococci. Having a bacteriostatic effect, it prevents microorganisms from growing and multiplying. Bacteria resistant to antibiotics are sensitive to furazolidone. For sore throat, it is enough to dissolve 1 tablet of the drug in 100 milliliters of hot boiled water. When the solution cools slightly, it is used for gargling or irrigation of the throat. Second, application in dentistry. Antiseptic properties of furazolidone allow to use it also for dental problems, such as restoration of gums during prosthetics, after tooth extraction, and inflammatory process in the mouth, for treatment of gingival fistula, swelling after injections, as well as for stomatitis. When rinsing and when furazolidone solution is applied to the affected area, a protective film is instantly formed on it, which destroys bacteria, preventing them from spreading and preventing them from penetrating into the wound. So, if you have dental problems or gum inflammation, dissolve a tablet of furazolidone and rinse your mouth several times during the day. Third, combating nasal congestion. Inflammatory processes can appear not only in the throat and mouth. The nose is also a barrier to the penetration of viruses and infections from the external environment into the body. Some infectious diseases are transmitted by airborne droplets. That is why the nose is often inflamed, which leads to stuffiness and increased levels of mucus, as well as its stagnation. One of the most common ENT diseases is maxillary sinusitis, an inflammation of the sinuses. The occurrence of maxillary sinusitis is usually provoked by improper treatment or frequent infections. Nasal rinsing with furazolidone relieves pain and swelling, removes stagnant mucus, suppresses inflammation, and allows you to breathe freely. Fourth, eye inflammation. Redness, itching, irritation, all these are symptoms of inflammatory processes in the eyes. The mucosa of the eye is also attacked by viruses that can get a small dust or a foreign object, which will cause discomfort. To get rid of these problems as soon as possible, use furazolidone solution. It is safe for both adults and children. For rinsing the eyes, a solution prepared with distilled water rather than boiled water is more suitable. Or take a ready-made preparation from the pharmacy. After dissolving the tablet, the liquid should be filtered so that small crystals and sediment do not get into the eye and do not cause unnecessary inconvenience. Fifth, help with otitis media. For ear pain with otitis media, boils in the ear area, or water intrusion, furazolidone alcohol solution is used as an adjunctive treatment. It can be injected internally to eliminate inflammation, or inserted as a turunda, cotton or gauze tourniquet soaked in alcohol solution. But before any use, it is necessary to consult a doctor, as furazolidone alcohol has contraindications. Pus discharge from the eardrum, high body temperature, perforation of the eardrum or allergy to furazolidone are factors in which treatment with the alcohol solution is not recommended. 6th, skin disorders, wounds, burns, cuts, bedsores. To treat burns, bedsores, frostbite and other small superficial skin wounds, cuts, cracks, abrasions, furazolidone is most often used in the form of an ointment. It is applied in a thin layer 2 to 3 times a day until painful sensations disappear and the skin wound begins to heal. Aqueous solution of furazolidone is used to irrigate the damaged areas as well as make applications and lotions. This prevents pathogenic bacteria from multiplying and leads to faster recovery. Also, the solution of furazolidone can be wiped on the skin of the face to get rid of pimples and acne. Wet bandages soaked in furazolidone can help bruises and bruises heal faster. 7. Protect your feet from odor. Unpleasant odor from the feet immediately spoils the impression of a person. And this can happen even if you carefully wash your feet, change socks every day and do everything to get rid of the persistent stench. But you should take off your shoes as you feel the incomparable aroma of sweaty limbs. Worst of all, this odor soaks through your shoes. Most often this problem occurs due to excessive sweating, and damp, warm environment is a perfect place for microorganisms to multiply, which, in fact, are the main cause of unpleasant odor. And even with such a delicate problem will help to cope with furazolidone. Just a few treatments and you will start to forget about the problem that has been tormenting you for years. Prescription for foot odor. Dissolve in 2 liters of hot water 2 to 4 tablets of furacillin, pour the solution into a basin and put their pre-washed feet. Take a bath for 10 minutes. Then put your feet on a towel and let the moisture dry naturally. Repeat the procedure for 7 to 10 days, depending on the effect. Thus you will still carry out the prevention of fungal diseases of the foot. And to avoid this problem, dry your shoes, observe hygiene and give preference to natural materials in clothes and shoes. 8th, treatment of cystitis. Inflammation of the bladder sometimes passes into a chronic form. Antibiotics cease to cope with their purpose, since with prolonged exposure, microorganisms become immune to them. Need drugs that retain bactericidal activity for a long time. Then furazolidone comes to the rescue. It is used to flush the urinary tract and bladder. Furazolidone does not irritate the mucous membrane and has a powerful effect against most gram-positive and gram-negative bacteria. Treatment is carried out in the hospital and at home prescribed baths and spritzing, but treatment is carried out strictly on the advice of a doctor. Furazolidone is also used for the prevention of chronic infections of the genitourinary system. 9th, getting rid of mold and mildew indoors. Toxins produced by mold are detrimental to the well-being of the inhabitants of the room. Therefore, at the first signs of fungus or mold in the apartment, dissolve in a glass of boiling water 10 to 15 tablets of furacillin to get a concentrated solution. Pour the cooled liquid into a sprayer and spray the places of fungus formation. The method is simple but quite effective. Perform disinfection once a day for 2 weeks. After each treatment, do not forget to ventilate the room, because mold appears just where there is no access to fresh air and high levels of humidity. 10th, furazolidone in households. Furazolidone as a medicinal product with antimicrobial action helps in the treatment of various diseases, not only humans, but is used to combat plant diseases. Most often it is used for prevention. Seeds, bulbs and tubers are treated with an aqueous solution of furazolidone before planting, sprayed or watered. It protects plants in beds and at home, in flower pots. By penetrating into pathogenic cells, furazolidone destroys them from the inside and does not cause any harm to the plant itself. Dissolve 10 tablets of furazolidone in 10 liters of water and spray the plants. You will be happy with your harvest. Furazolidone is also used for hygienic treatment of hands, applying the solution to the skin and rubbing until dry. Fight with its help with dandruff, used in herpes and mastitis. Previously, it was used in gynecology after childbirth, as well as for the treatment of intestinal infections. But due to side effects, today only external application of furazolidone is allowed. Furazolidone has long been considered ineffective and outdated in some countries. However, its use still shows excellent results. As with any medicine, furazolidone may have side effects, allergic reactions, skin itching, dermatitis. It is not recommended to use it for people who are hypersensitive to nitrofuran and those who suffer from renal failure. To help and not harm your own health, any treatment should be started after consultation with a doctor. Be healthy and see you again.